And welcome to Effective Evolution. And in today's edition, we're on Mars, PIA 897. And this scenery is part of PIA 897. And we'll incorporate several of the instruments to gain some further explorative ideas or whatnot. And we'll use the various tools such as the dodge tool, brightness and contrast and exposure tools. And you'll notice some very intricate patterns and objects that leave hints as to the repertoire of this particular area of Mars. And we'll also incorporate the infrared tool as well to bring out yet more detail. And hopefully, you'll find this very enthralling and encouraging as well with regards to being able to speculate further on things of an extraterrestrial nature. And let's get right to it. Please enjoy. Mars. And this is PIA 897. Part of it, anyway. And here it is. Now, after you get familiar with the panorama, as usual, you'll probably determine some very interesting designs, and particularly first of all we'll just manipulate some of the transformation gadgets as usual. And you could probably notice right off the start that there are some interesting areas, particularly here. And you'll probably reason later on that this looks like some type of wildlife, maybe some type of feline organism, a cat of some sort. And also some interesting objects, such as here. And interesting designs, patterns, and symbols on this object here. And here more or less as well. And an uncanny object with design of a symmetrical nature right here. But first of all, let's just adjust the gadgets a bit and see what we can do about some of the shadows or whatnot. And you'll probably ask yourself, what is this object here? It does look very symmetrical. And we'll see what we could discover a bit more. You'll probably determine a very symmetrical form. Is another episode of Effective Evolution. Now, this would be Mars PIA897, and upon first glance, you'll notice some very interesting designs and patterns on these objects. And as usual, you will get acquainted with various areas before you know it. And these are some of the areas that we'll be bringing our attention to. We'll incorporate some of the transformation gadgets, such as the brightness and contrast extrapolations, and we developed this type of scenario. And you could readily notice some more detail on the surface areas of some of these objects. And you must ask yourself, is this machinery? This looks like that cat, that feline that we went over. And also these objects here. It's absolutely amazing the perspective you can achieve with some time investment on the particular areas. And now things seem to make sense. This is an ideal area with the shadow of this rock-like object in the background. So the feline cat, or this organism of some sort, if it is an organism, has a vantage point to look at the rover that's taking its picture, as well as all of the other objects that seem to spring up with more detail or whatnot. Is it equipment of some sort? The darkness gadget, which would bring out the darker areas, is burning out the particular obfuscations and confiscations or whatnot to hide what's in the panorama. And you get this. You could note that there is detail there, more intricate objects all over the place. Our friend, that feline cat or whatnot. And this object seems very interesting as well. It looks like it has the mouth of some type of fish of some sort, and some intricate patterns on the side. Now, of course, if this object was underwater thousands of years ago or whatnot, or more, it would not be unlikely that they would have some type of fish organisms there as well. Could this be an eye, or another eye here? Well, it's definitely open to speculation, which is the whole idea. And with the infrared tool, using the flare instrument or whatnot, you can see there is some more detail. The organism or whatnot just seemed to stand out a bit more. Seems some more detail on the surface of this structure. And other objects in the background display their symmetry and beautiful designs and patterns that are on them. And this intricate network of symbols and designs on these objects here as well, and the symmetry as well on this object here. Just to name some. Using some more focus on some objects, i.e. that feline organism of some sort, using the contrast brightness gadget and zooming in a bit, we developed this type of perspective. And you could see some intricate detail here, of course. It doesn't seem to be an organism with some type of face, an eye here, another eye here, a nose, a mouth, perhaps even a tongue, and a chin. Maybe this could be one of its paws, and the other one here as well. Just some intricate designs that seem to reveal themselves a bit more. And this was the initial segment or whatnot. Just zooming in a bit more or less. And incorporating the contrast brightness device as well as zooming in a bit more, we get this as well. And just to highlight that area a bit, this would be the outline of that particular, quote, feline, cat-like organism or whatnot, conveniently located in this niche with shadow in the background under this rock-like object. Explore this object here. You can notice, of course, that it does have a very interesting pattern to it, quite symmetrical. And on further extrapolation, zooming in a bit more, we get this. You can see the structures quite designed, quite linear, with shadows or whatnot. Very attractive, to say the least. And as we incorporate some of the contrast brightness overtones or whatnot, you can see that those patterns are there. The sunlight seems to be coming this way on this type of direction. Shadowy part on this side. Quite creative and intricate design to it. You can only imagine what this might be a part of. And in the infrared, we get this. Quite notable design to it, an oval area, some of the shadow or whatnot. Have a gander at this object here. You can probably notice some intricate designs in here already. Could they be symbols of some sort? And wouldn't it be nice to be able to decipher them if they are, in fact, symbols for communication? And this would be the item right here. You can note the intricate designs in here. Shadows. And applying the conscious brightness filters and whatnot, you can see there is a bit more detail in here. And a type of bluish, purplish tint at the top, and a gold chrome on this layer here. Just notice this object that's rising off the surface. Seems to be part of an ornament here. Very intricate and patterns in here. Just notice these circular form here, linear patterns. Lots of detail in here. This is machinery. Very interesting. How was this created? Here, just notice the intricate network of linear patterns here. And zooming in, you get this. Just note the detail on here. It seems to be very intricate, very attached and interconnected tubular parts. Is that some type of circuit of some sort? An electrical compartment for machinery of some sort or whatnot? With perhaps more wire in between the tubes or whatnot. It's just amazing detail. And incorporating some more filters with the contrast brightness tool in addition to the dodge and darkness transform tool. Get this. You can see there are intertwined connections here. Very linear, very designed. Could be part of some type of machinery, maybe involved in mining or the like. And after getting familiar with part of PIA897 of Mars, you must admit that some of the intricate scenery is quite enticing with regards to extrapolation on various types of ideas, and that that feline object, which could in fact be a live organism, i.e., a cat of some sort, is mesmerizing. And after going over some of the various transformation techniques, you probably could notice what looked to be like eyes of a living form, albeit an extraterrestrial living form, and the outline, facial area, and whatnot, and also the symmetry of some of those objects, and not to mention the intricate patterns and designs on some of those various objects or whatnot. And hopefully, you'll be able to be inspired with this type of exploration or whatnot. And I wouldn't want to ramble on too much, but must put these things in perspective. And of course, the scale would be a rather interesting factor as well. And all the best in your future exploration. And until again, next time, thank you for your time.